darkest truth. They don't want you to hear greetings. If you are here, listening to this, it means something inside you refuses to die. It means the world has tried to break you. Yet here you stand, still breathing, still enduring. That alone makes you more dangerous than you realize. Now hear me clearly. There is a truth about power that they will never tell you because it terrifies them. And that truth is this: power is not given. Power is not shared. Power is not granted by mercy. Power is only ever taken. The universe will not hand you your destiny. No one will place a crown upon your head. No one will bow before you out of kindness. If you want the throne, if you want the respect, if you want the strength to bend the world to your will, you must bleed for it. You must burn for it. You must become something that cannot be ignored. They lied to you. They told you to be kind, to be soft, to wait your turn. They told you that patience was a virtue, that humility was strength, that if you just endured long enough, your time would come. But your time will never come unless you take it. Every scar carved into your body, every betrayal you swallowed in silence, every night you cried when no one heard you, those were not punishments. They were weights. And those weights, though they tried to crush you, were forging you into something unstoppable. That is the weight of power, and most cannot carry it. Understand this: the weak collapse beneath it. The fragile scream under its pressure. But you have carried it longer than anyone expected. You endured the loneliness, the doubt, the rejection. You carried the silence of those who abandoned you. You bore the fire of trials that should have destroyed you. And because of that, you're no longer one of them. You are something more. The truth is, power is heavy because it was never meant for everyone. It was meant for the few, the inevitable, the ones who would rather die than bow, the ones who rise again, no matter how many times the world buries them. And now I will tell you what frightens them most. It is not your pain. It is not your rage. It is not your scars. It is your silence. Because silence is survival. Silence is transformation. They thought your silence meant weakness. But in silence, you were sharpening. In silence, you were plotting. In silence, you became inevitable. And when the silence ends, when you finally speak, when you finally rise, when you finally unleash what has been forged in the shadows, they will not be ready. They will tremble. They will regret. They will understand that you were never meant to be ordinary. You were meant to be unstoppable. Listen carefully. The weight of power is not easy to bear. It is sacrifice. It is sleepless nights. It is loneliness that cuts deeper than any blade. It is discipline when everyone else is drowning in distraction. It is rejection from those who fear what they cannot control. That is why most people will never carry it. That is why most people will never rule it. But you are not most people. The fire they threw you into was never meant to kill you. It was meant to prove if you were worthy of rising from the ashes. The chains they wrapped around you were never meant to free you. They were meant to see if you had the strength to break them. The silence they buried you in was not to protect you. It was to erase you. And yet, here you are. So, listen closely, for this is not for the comfortable. This is not for the safe. This is not for those who spend their lives chasing approval. This is for the one who has walked through silence, through betrayal, through fire, and is still here. And the truth is this: power is a weight, the heaviest weight in existence. It is not handed down. It is not gifted. It is not inherited. It is forged in pain, carried in isolation, and earned in blood. The world will not give it to you. Your enemies will not give it to you. Even those you love will not give it to you. If you want it, you must take it. But here is the part they never say. Once you take it, it will break you again and again and again. Because power tests its bearer. It asks, "Are you worthy?" It presses against your chest until you cannot breathe. It drags chains across your soul until you wonder if it's worth it. It pushes you to the edge, whispering, "Fall, quit, let go." And the weak obey. The fragile shatter. But you stand, because something inside you has always known. You were never meant to be ordinary. They tell you to wait. They tell you to be patient. They tell you your time will come. But time doesn't hand out crowns. Destiny doesn't reward the passive. History remembers only those who seized it. Look back at your scars, every betrayal, every wound, every rejection. You thought those things were curses. You thought they were unfair punishments. But no, those were the weights strapped to your shoulders to see if you would break. And you didn't. That is why you are here. Because pain is the architect of power. Loss is the fire that tempers steel. Silence is the crucible where legends are built. Do you understand now? The weight of power is meant to crush most. It crushed your enemies. It crushed your friends. It crushed everyone who doubted you, but it did not crush you. And that is why they fear you. They fear your endurance. They fear your silence. They fear that no matter what they did to bury you, you kept rising. They fear the fact that your pain did not weaken you. It fed you. They fear that you carry storms in your chest that they cannot stop. You have become something they cannot erase, something they cannot cage, something they cannot kill. And when the day comes, when you finally release the power you've been forging in the shadows, they will tremble. They will not remember you as the one they mocked or doubted or betrayed. They will remember you as the storm that swallowed their world. Because here is the darkest truth. Power is not peace. Power is not kindness. Power is not mercy. Power is weight, crushing, unrelenting weight. And those who cannot carry it will forever bow to those who can. But you are not made to bow. You were built to rise. You were built to break chains. You were built to outlast the fire. You were built to carry what no one else could carry. Every scar is proof. Every sleepless night is proof. Every time you stood alone and endured, proof. The weight of power is yours because you are the only one who survived its price. So let them call you monster. Let them call you villain. Let them spit your name with hatred. It changes nothing. Because monsters do not break, villains do not bow, and inevitability does not apologize. You want to know what power feels like? It feels like rising from ashes they thought would bury you forever. It feels like carrying storms in silence until the world collapses under their thunder. It feels like standing unbroken when every chain has already snapped. It feels like inevitability. So carry it. Carry the weight. Carry the fire. Carry the silence. And when they ask how you endured, when they ask how you rose, when they ask how you carried what no one else could, look them in the eyes and tell them, the weight of power was never my curse. It was my crown, and I am inevitable. Most will never know what you know. Most will never feel what you have felt, because most people will never bear the weight of power. And that is what I will tell you now. The truth they bury, the truth they fear, the truth they will never whisper aloud. Power is not a gift. Power is not inherited. Power is not something the world hands you because you deserve it. Number, power is a burden. Power is pain. Power is a weight. And the ones who carry it are forged into something unrecognizable. Think of your life, the betrayals, the losses, the rejections, the silence that nearly drove you mad. They were not accidents. They were not coincidences. They were not mistakes. They were weights. And every single one was meant to crush you. But you did not break. That is the difference between you and them. They cracked under smaller loads. They collapsed under lighter burdens. But you took what should have ended you, and you endured. You carried it longer. You carried it further. You carried it deeper into the night than anyone else. And because of that, you are no longer like them. You are something they cannot understand. Listen carefully. The weight of power is not supposed to be comfortable. It is not supposed to be easy. It drags you through fire. It isolates you. It demands everything: your peace, your sleep, your comfort, your old self. It strips you down until all that remains is discipline, rage, and the unyielding will to rise again. Most people cannot bear it. That is why they live small lives, bowing their heads, praying for mercy, chasing approval, begging to be accepted. But you were never built for acceptance. You were built for domination. And that is why they fear you. They see the storms in your silence. They see the shadows in your eyes. They see the scars carved into your skin. And though they will never admit it, deep down, they know. They know you carry something they never could. They know you are becoming something they cannot stop, because silence sharpens you, pain strengthens you, loneliness trains you, and betrayal crowns you. This is the darkest truth. The weight of power was never meant for everyone. It was meant for the few, the inevitable.